Moving along with Freemasonry. So we're going to understand who Freemasons are. Life magazine, you can see Freemasons in the form of a pyramid. U.S. Masons, and this is 1956. Let's end all of the discontent. Elect a Mason president. I'll tell you one thing: if the first president of the United States was a Freemason, think about it. How many other Freemasons were there in this country? And these are just to name a few. I believe all of them were Freemasons, and so I'll show you more than just one. The people that are here, so you can see all the Freemasons. I'll go through this quickly. Here's Ben Franklin, Harry Truman, Gerald Ford, Washington. You can see here John Wayne as a Shriner. This is head of the FBI. Oh gosh, there was a movie recently about him, Harry Truman, and I forget him. All walks of life being represented. Ronald Reagan is a 33rd degree honorary. And there you see Harry Truman and his regalia. You can see the gavel being used, and that's used with judges. Moving on, Scottish Rite magazine, formerly known as the New Age magazine. And you can see actors, Kramer, Buzz Aldrin, and commemoration, Freemasonic commemorations. They lie, and they're meant to lie. They're meant to swear to secrecy. And so whatever they do, you cannot trust, completely not trust. Actors, it's their initiates, their children get into those walks of life. Here's royalty. You can see here, this is King George. Look at how nicely fashioned that apron is. But I'm telling you, how can you dress up like that and still be sane? Here we have Prince Hall Lodge. Now this is interracial. All races are involved, and so you see now Jesse Jackson, 33rd degree. This is Dubois here. You can see here he's actually doing a Masonic pose. That actually, Pledge of Allegiance, is a Masonic pose. So you put the hand over the heart, and they do this in the lodge, and it stems from Freemasonry. So you can understand that in this country, that's what goes on. Here's Nat King Cole, Richard Pryor. All walks of life. Look at their Bishop Tutu. And you have here, oh gosh, I forget that, trumpet player, Henry Kissinger. Now, looking at this, Shaquille O'Neal, he's now entered. He was on a sports channel actually showing off his Masonic ring. Poor guy, now he's into Freemasonry. Scottie Pippen, you see here, Barack Obama, inaugural ball. Now he's been invited by Masons. This is a Newsweek magazine, September 2008. I believe it's September 2008. You can look that up. Memo to Senator Obama. He's now here with the presidential seal, adjusting that. This ring is here, and showing that ring close up. That is the compass and the square, and quintessential colors of Freemasonry as well, blue and gold. Bill Clinton, given my affinity for Catholics, it's ironic that besides music, my major extracurricular interest from 9th grade on was the Order of Demolay, a boys' organization sponsored by the Masons. So if you're in Demolay, you're going to go into being a Mason. And so we can't see all who enter into secret society. We just have to get clues. And here's Barack Obama, very proud to show this square and compass of Freemasonry. Let's move on. Isaac Newton, The Alchemy of Science and Mysticism, and the use of the square and the compass. Mozart, complete Masonic music. Now, I'm living in Hawaii now, and this is King David Kalakaua, and he is a Shriner Freemason. You can see Islam here. Talk about selling your people out to this religion. And there's a statue of him on Kalakaua, avenue with the square and compass at the base of that statue. Also, this portrait is at the U.S. Lodge in Washington, D.C. Now, just to show you that Freemasonry is interracial and global, and this is an example. There was an article done to show you that all walks of life, all religions, this is what they want to do, is bring all of this stuff together in a one world, and understanding that. This is Egypt, India, Brazil. It is a global organization. Moving along, Japan, and they have been there since the mid-1700s, perhaps even early 1700s. You have now the square and the compass in this shot. Surprising, yes. And look at the square checkerboard pattern, and these are, look, samurais with a Western man, in that case, indoctrinating the entire population. And so you can see here, he is doing the hidden hand, and this magazine. My wife, when I first started researching this in my testimony, I was researching this and going, hey, you know, it's a global thing, let's check it out. And she actually did this research for me to find out that this is what's going on globally. And so we have Chinese. This is Mao with Dubois here. Famous Freemasons. Education is the whole system of human training within and without the school's house walls, which molds and develops men. So Brother Dubois. And so here he is with Mao. I have come to find out that all of the revolutions are perpetrated by Freemasonry since at least the French Revolution. And so we have Chinese Freemasons here. You can see them. It's global. So what you think is opposition and communism is, in fact, behind closed doors, they are shaking hands. They are simply experiments, government and social experiments, with a one world agenda that they have in the end. Here's Marilyn Manson, that Satanist, and of course he wears two types of rings here. It is the pentagram and the square and compass. I always like this one, Marilyn Mason. You can read all about who's famous in this book, 10,000 Famous Freemasons. There is de Molay, the supposed Knights Templar that was persecuted by the church. I've come to find out that persecution by the church, what they like to do is they separate themselves from the organization. They work like the mafia. They can take anybody out that they raise up. So they can give you a country, give you an organization, and guess what? They'll take you down for it. And that's how the system works in this realm. So I want you to understand that Knights Templar, and you'll understand that in religion, was a schism, and what they do is they separate the organization so that you think that they're in opposition.